So the next step I would like you to take for your reduction drawing is to select your subject matter and take some reference photos. So when you are taking your reference images, I want you to get into the habit of setting yourself up for success. So what does that mean? First, you want to make sure that you have good lighting. Now, we talked about the last time that when you are doing imagery like this, that they are very dramatic. So you want to think about how you can create really bright lights and really dark darks. So a darker room with a open window or a spotlight is going to work really well. So you want to move yourself. So I understand that some of you might have to move yourself out of your normal situation in order to get these different lighting effects. You could also experiment with using a flashlight or a phone light. And you really, if you're using like a lamp, you can even experiment with the direction of the light. So you can raise and lower your light as you need. That's a little bit more difficult when you're using natural lighting like a window. So when you're taking your photos, make sure that you're thinking about your subject matter. I'd like you to try to take at least 10 photos. That doesn't mean that it has to be like mine, where I'm using the same object in every photo. You can use different fabric, different paper sacks, that's okay. But and you can also change the type of lighting. So I was using window light in my studio, but maybe I wanted to go into a darker room and use a spotlight. I can change that up too. When you're taking your photos, if you're like me and you're like, I know my content, I really wanted to do that pillowcase. I experimented with twisting it and tying it. And I really wanted to experiment where that knot was placed or where the twist was placed. And so I want to try different angles, different, am I shooting it from the left, shooting it from the right, different positioning of the objects to get the perfect photo. So make sure you're manipulating your imagery and not just taking it like thinking you got it the first time, because you might not. And then it's even okay to crop your photo for better composition once you selected your image. So here you can see this was the reference image I used for my twisted pillowcase. I didn't include the full image. So have some fun and try to take as many pictures as possible. But I'd like you to have a minimum of 10. And then when you are done, make sure that you create a reference folder in your Google Drive. You can label it as reduction in the one that already exists. And then I'd also like you to put those images in your portfolio. I'd like you to get in the habit of keeping your photos outside of your portfolios. So in case you need the photos and you need to manipulate them, you can do that easier than you can in Google Slides.